Yo, Rich, why didn't LeBag pick you instead of Farmer JJ to be his wine-sipping X's and O's podcast partner? And then why didn't LeBag pick you to coach the Lakers if you've got that basketball acumen?
Understanding exactly why Golden State specifically targeted Davis means understanding the complete picture here, both the generational talent he possesses and the frustratingly fragile body that carries that talent. Anthony Davis was born on March 11, 1993 in Chicago, Illinois. He grew up in the Inglewood neighborhood and attended Perspectives Charter School, which was a small program with extremely limited resources and didn't even have a dedicated basketball gym. None of those obstacles slowed him down whatsoever. His physical growth was absolutely unreal and almost unprecedented. He went from just 6 feet 2 inches tall as a high school freshman to a towering 6 feet 10 inches by his senior year. Davis literally transformed from a guard position to a dominant forward-center hybrid in record time. Honors and accolades piled up fast during his high school career. He was named a McDonald's All-American, participated in the prestigious Jordan Brand Classic, earned co-MVP at the Parade All-American game, and was named Mr. Basketball of Illinois. The recruiting website Scout.com ranked him as the absolute #1 player in the entire class of 2011. He committed to play college basketball at Kentucky under legendary coach John Calipari, and his single college season became absolutely legendary. During the 2011-12 season, Davis led the Wildcats to an incredible 38 wins and just 2 losses record, culminating in a national championship by beating Kansas 67-59 in the title game. As a college freshman, he started all 40 games and completely swept every major award that most players never even come close to touching. He won National Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year, and swept all SEC conference honors, including Player of the Year, Defender of the Year, and Rookie of the Year. He set both freshman and SEC conference records for blocked shots. The New Orleans Hornets selected him with the very first overall pick in the 2012 NBA draft, and Davis entered the professional league with absolutely massive expectations placed on his shoulders. He delivered immediately by earning all rookie honors and leading the entire league in blocks during his first season. From 2012 all the way through 2019, Davis evolved into a genuinely dominant two-way force in the NBA. He earned multiple All-Star selections, won 3 block titles, and put up a record-breaking 52-point performance in an All-Star game that earned him MVP honors. Playoff success in New Orleans remained frustratingly limited, though, and injuries kept surfacing year after year. By January 2019, Davis formally requested a trade out of New Orleans, and his eventual move to the Los Angeles Lakers changed absolutely everything about his career trajectory. Alongside LeBron James, Davis finally reached the mountaintop of basketball. The 2020 championship with the Lakers completed an incredibly rare basketball resume. He now had an NCAA title, Olympic gold medals, a World Cup gold medal, and an NBA championship ring, all before turning 30 years old. His pure talent has never been questioned by anyone in basketball. When Davis brings his absolute A game to the court, he's legitimately one of the top 7 players on the entire planet. But consistency has been the eternal problem. Charles Barkley famously calls him street clothes because of how often he's in regular clothes instead of uniform. Stephen A. Smith has joked that he's like Six Flags amusement park because he's a roller coaster, constantly up and down, and you never know what version you're going to get on any given night. He'll drop 40 points one game and completely disappear with 11 points the next game. Davis himself has admitted that being traded was shocking to him initially because players at his level usually never think they'll be the ones getting traded unless they specifically ask for it. Every day that passes, he tries to forget about the past and move forward. Despite all the injury concerns, his accolades have continued piling up throughout his career.
He's been selected to 10 All-Star games, earned multiple All-NBA and All-Defensive Team honors, won another Olympic gold medal in 2024, and claimed the inaugural NBA Cup championship in 2023. But injuries have literally followed him everywhere he's played throughout his entire career. Calf strains, knee problems, adductor issues, hand injuries. There's always something new popping up on the injury report. Critics have never let it go, and the jokes and criticism have become part of his reputation, whether fair or not. On February 5, 2025, Davis was traded from the Lakers to Dallas in exchange for Luka Doncic in a move that was meant to completely reshape the Mavericks' future and give them a new superstar centerpiece. And now, just 1 year later, the league is asking that same tired question yet again. Is the incredible talent worth the constant injury risk? Anthony Davis didn't even get a clean, healthy start with his new team in Dallas, and that reality set a concerning tone extremely fast. His Mavericks debut actually got pushed back because of various injuries, including a detached retina that required surgical intervention. Plus, he had to wear those protective goggles that had absolutely everyone talking and making jokes. But once he finally returned to action, he still found ways to contribute positively, and he handled all the surrounding chaos the way he always does, staying calm, measured, and almost too chill for a situation this loud and chaotic. Davis basically treated the whole dramatic situation like standard business. No panic, no public meltdown, just straight focus on basketball. Now at 32 years old and in his 14th NBA season, Davis is packing his bags yet again and heading to his third team in just over a year. And this time around, the stakes feel even heavier than before. The left-hand ligament injury he suffered on January 8, 2026 definitely didn't help his trade value at all with other teams. Organizations around the league looked carefully at the injury timeline and the inherent risk factors, and you could absolutely feel the hesitation in trade discussions. But Golden State isn't operating like a normal team right now with normal priorities. They're operating like a franchise that's staring directly at a ticking championship clock, and that clock is specifically Stephen Curry's rapidly closing window. Here's the real reason the Warriors took this significant gamble on Davis. This move isn't just about getting better or adding talent. This is about desperately trying to save an entire era of basketball. This team went from being a league-wide punchline and joke to becoming a dynasty that changed the sport. And now they're absolutely terrified of watching it all fade out quietly without one more real chance. To truly understand the urgency behind this trade, you have to understand exactly what Golden State built over the past 15 years. Joe Lacob purchased the Warriors franchise back in 2010 for $450 million, alongside Peter Guber as co-owner. Back then, the franchise was completely stuck in mediocrity, with no clear identity or path forward. Lacob came in with a specific plan and vision: draft smart young players, play at a fast pace, shoot three-pointers aggressively, and build an organizational culture that actually wins consistently. That blueprint didn't just help the Warriors, it fundamentally changed how the entire NBA plays basketball. The foundation of the dynasty was built on absolutely elite drafting decisions. Stephen Curry arrived in 2009 as the 7th overall pick after falling in the draft. Klay Thompson followed in 2011 as the 11th pick, and Draymond Green somehow landed all the way down at pick 35 in 2012, a steal that still looks completely insane in hindsight. Curry and Thompson became known as the Splash Brothers for their elite shooting, and Green's versatile defense and unique playmaking ability completed the core like the absolute.
Then came the season that still gets basketball fans heated in debates. The Warriors went an absurd 73 wins and 9 losses during the 2015-16 regular season, breaking the all-time wins record. But it ended with that crushing finals collapse after blowing a 3-1 series lead to Cleveland. That moment hurt the organization deeply, but it also lit a competitive fire that burned even hotter. Then they made the move that genuinely broke the league and changed everything. Kevin Durant joined Golden State in the summer of 2016, and suddenly the Warriors became an all-time super team that felt almost unfair. Curry, Thompson, Durant, and Green simply steamrolled their way to back-to-back championships in 2017 and 2018, both against Cleveland in rematches. They reached 6 NBA Finals between 2015 and 2022 and won 4 total championships. They moved into the brand-new Chase Center in San Francisco, and by 2019, the Warriors dynasty was permanently cemented in basketball history as one of the greatest runs ever. But dynasties never last forever, and the fall always comes with significant damage and pain. Kevin Durant left in 2019 after suffering a ruptured Achilles tendon in the finals against Toronto, and that marked the beginning of the transition phase. Klay Thompson's ACL tear and then Achilles tear knocked him out for multiple years. Golden State even finished dead last in the standings in 2019-20, which would have absolutely crushed most franchises and fan bases. Still, the core didn't fold or give up. They fought back and won another championship in 2022 by beating the Boston Celtics, proving the culture was real and sustainable, not just hype. That's exactly why this Anthony Davis trade matters so much right now. He's the only available star player that isn't going to cost Golden State too many future draft picks or force them to sacrifice their playoff defensive ceiling by including Draymond Green in the deal. Looking at the Davis trade, it capitalizes on the urgency of Steph Curry's situation without being so expensive that it becomes detrimental to the franchise's long-term future. The key factor is that all these conversations ultimately come back to Stephen Curry. He's the guy whose championship timeline matters most right now. If Curry goes to the front office and says he wants management to do absolutely anything they can and make the best trade possible because he wants to go as far as possible this season, then owner Joe Lacob owes it to Steph to go for it completely while he's still playing at an elite level.
The realistic situation now is that the Warriors are going to have to actually play Anthony Davis significant minutes and hope he stays healthy. They tried to get the Mavericks interested in other players initially, but Dallas wanted this specific deal. From a pure mathematics standpoint, if Golden State wasn't interested in trading either Butler or Draymond, that would have taken them completely out of the mix for any of the higher salaried star players, which definitely would have included Anthony Davis. The new problems for Golden State arrived when Bob Myers, the brilliant architect behind the dynasty roster construction, stepped down from his position in 2023. Mike Dunleavy Jr. took over as the new general manager with a challenging dual mission. He needs to stretch Curry's championship window as long as possible without blowing up future assets, but he also needs to try building the next competitive version of the team at the exact same time. That balancing act is extremely messy, and it gets ugly fast when you're trying to do both simultaneously. They tried to develop the next wave of young talent. It actually looked like a pretty strong formula that could work. Then the ACL tear happened and everything got thrown into chaos again. By late January 2026, Golden State sat at 27 wins and 22 losses, and the questions started getting louder and louder from media and fans. Is the championship window actually closed? Is this historic era finally done? That question matters more than ever before because Curry turned 38 years old this season. Every single season now feels like it could be the last legitimate chance for a championship, and the front office knows this reality very well. Owner Joe Lacob has stayed publicly aggressive, basically saying he'd much rather chase titles than tank and rebuild from scratch. He's been very hands-on too, regularly consulting with head coach Steve Kerr and Curry himself, pushing decisions that match the urgency of this specific moment in franchise history. Klay Thompson leaving the Warriors in 2024 already changed the roster's core identity significantly, and the pressure on Curry became even heavier after his longtime backcourt partner departed. Then the Jonathan Kuminga situation made things considerably worse. Reports indicated that Kuminga wanted to trade as soon as he became eligible, and his inconsistent play combined with multiple DNP coaches' decision moments absolutely tanked his trade value at the worst possible time for Golden State. Dunleavy had to juggle two difficult missions simultaneously. He needed to extract real value for Kuminga while still going all in to maximize Curry's remaining years. Here's the trap they found themselves stuck in. Golden State's salary structure was extremely tight under the current cap rules. Without including either Butler or Draymond in trade packages, trading for any high-salary star player was nearly impossible under modern collective bargaining agreement restrictions. The team that once changed basketball forever with small ball lineups and three-point shooting was now getting boxed in by the harsh mathematical reality of the salary cap. That's exactly why Anthony Davis became the solution that actually made sense. It wasn't just a big name for the sake of adding a name. This was a move that actually fit the Warriors' desperate needs perfectly. Davis brings elite rim protection, legitimate size, versatile defense, and a genuine last-ditch swing to keep Curry's legacy alive and add one more chapter. Anthony Davis brought exactly what Golden State was losing with Jimmy Butler sidelined, and that's why this move finally crossed the line from rumor to reality. His defensive presence could replace Butler's impact on that end almost immediately, and his offensive versatility fits perfectly next to Stephen Curry's elite spacing and constant movement. Just as important from a practical standpoint, the contracts lined up cleanly. Davis's salary matched Butler's almost dollar for dollar, making the financial mechanics actually possible for a franchise that usually avoids cold, ruthless decisions like this. Still, trading an injured teammate who had given everything to the team cut deep for an organization that was built on loyalty, culture, and long memory. But Curry's remaining championship years don't wait for sentiment or feelings. The clock is ticking loud now, and the dynasty's final chapter demanded bold action, not comfort or safety. This wasn't just about basketball fit or adding talent. It was about legacy preservation and perfect timing. What makes this trade even more fascinating is that it connects two of the NBA's most interesting personalities off the court. Anthony Davis and Jimmy Butler have built identities that go far beyond stat lines and playoff runs, and their stories couldn't possibly be more different from each other. Davis has taken a calculated corporate route with his off-court ventures. So when he's not playing basketball, Davis wants to have genuine fun and enjoy life. He appeared on the show Impractical Jokers and had one of the best times of his life filming the episode. After filming, he and the cast talked about collaborating on future projects together. His endorsement portfolio is just as serious and lucrative. Davis earns an estimated $10 to $15 million annually from off-court deals. After his move to Dallas, he signed a reported 5-year signature shoe deal with Puma, marking a major shift away from Nike. He's also been a longtime face of Ruffles chips, even inspiring limited edition flavors. Plus, he maintains partnerships with Red Bull, ExxonMobil, and Beats by Dre. These deals keep him front and center in national advertising campaigns year-round. Davis's philanthropic side runs through the Anthony Davis Foundation, which was founded in 2018. The foundation focuses heavily on supporting underserved youth by rewarding academic excellence, promoting physical activity, and encouraging personal growth and development. He's backed numerous initiatives tied to education funding and community support during crisis moments, all while maintaining a playful, lighthearted locker room presence that teammates consistently praise. Jimmy Butler's path couldn't be more different, and that's what makes it so compelling. His signature venture, Big Face Coffee, started as pure hustle and creativity during the 2020 NBA bubble. Unhappy with the terrible hotel coffee, Butler began brewing premium cups in his hotel room and selling them for $20 each. The story went viral across social media, and instead of letting it fade away, he doubled down hard. By 2021, Big Face became an official registered brand with trademarks locked in, and a full website rollout happened by 2023. By the 2025-26 season, the brand had expanded aggressively, opening its first physical retail store, collaborating with Onyx Coffee Lab, and teaming with Barty to expand the Rum Room Domino Club concept to San Francisco. Butler didn't stop there with his business ventures. In October 2025, he purchased a minority ownership stake in San Diego Wave FC, joining a growing wave of professional athletes investing in women's soccer. He also invested $500,000 into the Paddle Reserve Cup, a paddle tennis venture he credits with significantly improving his footwork and agility on the basketball court. Creatively, Butler surprised absolutely everyone with another venture. He quietly recorded country music in private, stacking over 60 tracks by early 2024 with an ambitious goal of reaching 200 songs before releasing his debut album. He's even teased potential collaborations with major artists like Morgan Wallen. On top of all that, Butler has been refreshingly outspoken about mental health issues in professional sports, appearing in a 2021 Men's Health Roundtable discussion alongside figures like musician Jon Batiste, pushing important conversations about vulnerability and pressure in elite sports. Both